Welcome to another edition of The Girls, and as Jeannine always says, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary, still in this season.
And you always tell me, stop shaking your foot.
I know you're
camera around because we're on Zoom. And today, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are in my gym.
Are we really?
Yes, we're going to be talking about fitness and someone who lost over 100 pounds without any kind of tricks. So it'll be fun to talk about that. It's hard losing weight. And COVID, everyone you talk to, it's like, oh, I'm not motivated, or I gained weight since the pandemic. And so I feel like it's like everyone is saying the same thing. And then there are a few who did really well during COVID and they had more time to, focus on getting in shape.
Well, what goes in has to be burned up. So if you were made to restricted your activity and whatever during COVID, of course, you're going to gain more weight. But I get a lot of exercise with my dog because no matter what it is, COVID or not COVID, he wants to go out. Gucci's just has his little schedule. So we got a lot of walks around the block, and I just had the greatest experience. And I just wanted to share with people today. Sometimes you deal with a company that's like so-so, or maybe they're uncooperative, and we deal with a lot of medications and things for Gucci. As everybody knows, he has all kinds of conditions with him being a diabetic. So we depend on our prescription medications, especially. And Chewy has just been so fabulous. I just had a new prescription and they got it to me overnight. I just about got off the phone and found the package already this morning. They're so concerned. They called me 3 times to reassure me that I was going to get the medication in time. And I don't know anybody out there that has ever dealt with Chewy, but they are so generous, even with the community. They donate food to the animal shelters. They have the greatest prices. They offer all kinds of discounts and free shipping, and they just have a variety of things. So if you don't know about this company and you have a pet, we all know how expensive it is to have a pet. I mean, it's like having another dependent. So check it out. Check Chewy out online. They have a variety of things, as I said, including prescriptions. And they didn't pay me to do this. They don't even know I'm doing this, but I just feel like give credit where credit is due. And that's how I feel today. They made my day. It was just so easy dealing with them today.
Yeah. It's nice when you could get something done and it's easy and fun and check it off the box and it actually happens. Yep. Especially when you need medication or something like that, or even dog food. I just pity these people looking for all the baby formula with the shortage, and price of food has gone up. All these prices have gone up. So you're seeing people get a little more creative on how they're shopping and how they go about their lives due to all the increase in prices. Gas prices are up, so people aren't traveling as much. So I thought this would be a really nice show to have on, to focus on
perseverance.
Fun guest. You're going to feel his energy through the computer. Dylan Yurista is with us, and he lost over 100 pounds. We're going to find out how when we come right back. So stay with us.
Welcome back to The Girls. As promised, we have a very exciting guest for you today. Actually, only half of them, because he lost 160 pounds. Oh my God.
That's crazy. Dylan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I want you to be as crazy and exciting as you are on Facebook, but we just can't.
I'll limit it a little bit.
Okay, very good. Well, I wanted to have you on with us because I do follow you on Facebook. You are originally from the Hazleton. Your parents are hilarious. I love your posts. They're very inspiring. And how did this all get started? Then this is over a year ago that you had this journey to be in. So what was going on in your life that you decided, this is it? I've hit rock bottom.
So it'll actually be a year. It'll be a year a week from this date today. So June 14th, it'll be one year.
Okay.
I just was kind of tired of my own nonsense. I was living a life that I was no longer happy with. What I was doing was no longer working for me. So I said to myself, I just want to try something different. So I got into healthy eating, the gym. I quit drinking. That was a big thing. I used to like the life of the party. I was always out doing this, doing that, and it was no longer working for me.
When you say what wasn't working for you, when you say something like, how did you know? What were you feeling?
Like the lifestyle I was living. I've always struggled with depression and anxiety. I just never realized how much it actually affected me until I was able to take a step back and basically reevaluate like my entire life.
So were you on medication for depression and anxiety?
When I was younger, I stopped it when I was 21. And then when I hit 21, I was drinking a lot. Like I was always out and about just drinking and having a good time. And I always kind of yo-yoed with my weight. I was really skinny and then I would gain weight and then I would lose weight and gain weight. And being that like life wasn't working for me anymore. So I wanted to try to target living healthier.
What was it that was making you, like you're going from anxiety to depression? Did you have to zero in on what the cause was first in order to cure it? Because medication can only do so much, but was there something that was like a trigger point for you? Were you feeding your emotions? Is that how you gained the weight? Or what was it, numbing them with the alcohol?
Basically, like I would get sad, so I would eat. I would get sad, so I would drink. And then I came to a point where I realized I didn't love myself as a person anymore. And I wanted to re-love myself. So I just jumped headfirst into like a healthier lifestyle. And I've honestly really learned to love and appreciate who I am as a person this past year.
What does day one look like if someone's sitting at home? Because I think you made it look so easy, and it's not an easy journey to do. So what did day one look like for you when you say, I just gave up drinking and I started eating healthier? It sounds so easy, but like, how did you wake up and decide to do that? And what did day one look like?
So I went out on a Saturday night and I got really drunk and I ended up sleeping at the bar. So I left. Yes. So I had left that morning. I actually had to call my mom to come get me. Like I didn't know who to call because like something like that has never happened to me. So I was in the car and I'm like, this is not working for you anymore. Like you need to do something. So the next day was a Monday. I was like, you need to start doing something. So that morning, I'm like, I'm going to start eating healthier. I kind of approached dieting, like not calling it a diet per se. I wanted to approach it as living a healthier lifestyle. So I just started eating better. I was walking. I initially started walking. It was 20 minutes a day during the week. And then I would take the weekends off. And then I said to myself, you need to get into the gym now. So I started doing 20 minutes on the bike. And then I did that for about the first month, 4 days a week. And then I started weight training and doing the treadmill. And now I'm at the gym between 2 to 4 hours a day, 4 to 6 days a week.
Wow. Well, that's a little extreme.
I have a lot of energy. Like I'm always just a very energetic person and I've never really had like an outlet for it. So going to the gym, I hated it at first. I was like, I hate going. I hate having to make myself do this. And then as like the weight started coming off, I enjoyed it because it was an outlet for me to like get rid of all this energy that I have.
So when you first started out, did you ever imagine that you would lose the amount of weight that you lost? Did you have a target in mind? Did you say, well, I'm just going to start eating healthier? What, that was your whole reason for it? And then this was the result of it?
So I said to myself, I'm going to take 1 year. I want to do a 1 year of health per se. I'm going to take 1 year and see where I'm at in 1 year. And honestly, like the weight just started to melt off. Like my eating habits were really bad. My drinking was really bad. So I think just that alone, just making all those changes all at once, just accumulated to this.
Dylan, so when you look at, some of the things that you like to eat, and maybe some of the challenges you face in the beginning, I'm sure it gets easier over time. And once you start losing weight and, forming new good habits, how how did you fill those voids? Like if you did get sad, and did you ever, feel like you wanted to grab a beer or alcohol, or, like how did you handle those triggers in the beginning?
So I started in the summer. So I summer's like when I like to drink just because it's warm out. I want to have a margarita. I want to do this. I got outside more. And if I, like, let's say I was having like Chinese food, I love. So if I was having a craving for something, I would Google healthier alternatives to this. I would find different recipes and I would just tweak them. So if I was having like a craving, I would just find like a healthier alternative to whatever I was craving.
So you didn't deprive yourself. You didn't starve yourself. You didn't deprive the desire for something. You just replaced it with something healthier, which is such a great thing to do. A lot of times people go on these so-called diets and they might lose 5 or 10 pounds quickly. And then because that craving inside doesn't go away, they end up cheating and going back and eating the whole bag of potato chips. So,
I've done that before.
and do you cook for yourself? Or are you able to cook for yourself, or do you have a support team?
No, so when I first started the dieting, I made sure I ate 3 meals a day. Now it's 3 meals and then 2 snacks. So I eat a total of 5 times a day, but I legitimately cook every meal.
That's awesome.
So, like breakfast, I do like eggs with like a variety of vegetables. I really like I used to like bacon in the morning. Now I do turkey bacon. I found things to replace with bad and make them better.
Let's talk about your environment, because you were the life of the party. So did you find your relationships changing a bit, or did you find other parts of your life changing as the new and improved Dylan was, coming out?
Yes and no. Most of my friends, thankfully, have been very supportive. I could still go out to a bar. I drink water, and that's also been a change to me, because being in a place like that in a sober state, you really get to see what goes on behind the scenes. So I'm like looking at people and I'm like, wow, this was really how I acted. But people don't know that I'm sober when I'm there, because I dance, I have a good time, I like to listen to music, and I'm still the life of the party. I'm just sober while I do it.
And you don't have a hangover the next day.
And I don't have that hangover, which is
and you probably have more money in your bank account now.
I was paying mortgages, so yes.
What were some of the reactions from your friends? Were they for you, against it? Were they trying to sabotage you? What happened with your friends?
I have really good people in my life. So my friends have been super supportive. My best friend encourages me every day. She'll look at me sometimes when I walk in her house and she's like, I cannot believe she just is so in shock at looking at me. And even like when I look at like my before and after pictures, I'm even shocked, because I just didn't realize. I don't think we realize how we look every day. So for me to see that change, I can't even believe it sometimes.
Well, sometimes I think the change is more dramatic in your head, because as you said before, you were unhappy, emotionally depressed, you had anxiety and whatever. And I think when you take control of your life like you did, it's not so much what you're seeing as a reflection out there, but it's the reflection in your heart, how you feel about yourself. So if you're happy now, it's happiness, you're exuding happiness altogether. And this is the end result, not so much what's in the mirror.
I agree with that 100%.
Dylan Yurista lost 160 pounds. He's with us here on The Girls. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation. We'll battle a little bit over some of the foods that we like and don't like, but it'll be a good time. So stay with us right here on SSP TV.
Welcome back to The Girls. We have an exciting show, as always, on our almost 290th show. I think, Jeannine, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary, and we've had the most exciting guests on. They've been sharing parts of their lives with us and parts of their innermost feelings. And today's guest, Dylan Yurista, is, as I said before, half the man he was last year, because he lost 160 pounds all on his own. No miracle diets, just determination, good exercise, and just a willingness and a want and a desire to be a better person. Welcome back, Dylan.
It sounds so easy.
I know.
It's like anyone can do it during the break. Anyone can
really
do it.
Can.
What are some advice? What's some advice you could give to someone? You know, sometimes people don't think they can lose. They think they need to get surgery, and I'm not knocking it. One of my best friends has had it, the surgery done. But what made you decide to do it the long way instead of, you know, going to get surgery or taking some drastic steps like that?
So I've dieted in the past. Like I've lost 100 pounds before, and I've gained it all back just
Okay.
because. So like when I was younger, like 16, I got put on an antidepressant. I was very skinny in high school. The antidepressant made me gain 100 pounds because I was eating constantly. So I had lost it, but it was by like yo-yo dieting. Like I would starve myself basically during the week, binge out on the weekends. Like it was just a very bad lifestyle. So I wanted to hit this with like a fresher take. I wanted to do something that was going to work long term. So I ultimately, right now I'm at 3,500 calories because I'm actually trying to bulk and put on more muscle. I was at 2,000 calories prior. So I would use an app to track all of that. I make sure I hold myself accountable. I was tracking just like every meal I ate just to see, like, so I could see like, okay, this is what I had for breakfast, lunch, dinner. The only like advice that I could give is you really have to believe in yourself. Like you have to know you could do it, and you have to just do it.
Yeah, nothing gets handed to you in this world, does it? It's funny. I always say the harder you work, the luckier you get. So a lot of hard work went into reaching your goal. And I applaud you for that. I applaud anybody who sets out to do something. And then your biggest challenge, I guess, is keeping it off, because you said you lost 100 pounds before. So now how are you going to keep it off? You're going to keep up with your diet and exercise, and you want to build muscle, but how are you going to keep from like losing or overdoing it?
So the way that like, so I eat like a lot of fruits and vegetables and like chicken, shrimp. The way that I feel just from eating healthy, like I had cut out dairy completely at first. Dairy, carbs, red meat. So I slowly have started introducing certain things back. And like dairy, for example, if I have like a day where I eat cheese, I can really tell the difference in my body on how it makes me feel, like mentally and emotionally, like in processed foods. Like if I don't get organic food, I could really tell how it makes me feel. So I really like eating clean in the lifestyle that I'm living, just like mentally how it makes me feel. Like I just feel so much better. So having that like clarity makes me want to continue just doing what I'm doing. I look at it as I'm not on a diet. I'm on a lifestyle change. Like this is my lifestyle now. I like eating healthy. I like going to the gym. I like still having fun. This is just half of who I used to be now.
And Dylan, when you talk with some people might think that being healthy is actually super expensive.
Is and it's not. It depends on where you go and what you're getting. Aldi's has food really cheap sometimes. I do Aldi's, Walmart, local produce stands. Fruits and vegetables are a lot cheaper, and I eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. So I'll just look to see what I could get. I freeze a lot of stuff too. So like I'll buy meat in bulk and freeze it. Same with like vegetables, like bananas you could actually freeze and use in the future. Most people don't know that. They throw them away. You could put them in a baggie and freeze them. So like I make sure like I shop for like a week in advance. So like I plan my meals out actually by like the month, which might sound excessive. A month. I have like a little
on June 27th.
I'm gonna have
for dinner.
I give myself like a breakdown of what I'm having just to get myself. I keep myself on a very strict schedule now because I work better under a schedule. I lived my life so unscheduled before that I like to schedule a lot of things now because it works better for me.
And you're not spending money on all that other stuff that you used to spend it on, right?
I'm only spending it on clothes because I've been through so many sizes now.
That's one of the things I always say to people, that if you think eating healthy is expensive, try looking at what it costs to be unhealthy and go to the doctor, have all those health problems, have your life changed in a way that you need a wheelchair or you need all kinds of other things. But, you know, you're making such wise choices. So your future is looking so much brighter. And the thing you mentioned about eating and having food affect your body, I'm like that too. There are certain people that maybe not know it, but when you cut everything out and you gradually introduce things back in, you could feel the difference then, right?
Yes, no, it really is. Like, so red meat I eat now, I'll have like one steak a month. I just reintroduced like ground beef back in, and I don't like the way that makes me feel.
So
And
again,
normally,
you pretty much took everything out of your diet and reintroduced things to see how it makes you feel. I know, and I just posted about this because it was just, I was trying to find an ice cream that I can't have dairy. And when I have dairy, it just makes me feel terrible. And I saw that the Halo, and I was like, oh, I'm getting like the peanut butter or whatever. I'm like, the whole thing, 320 calories, low, not a lot of sugar, tastes like crap. Like, I'm telling you, I added peanut butter and Nutella to it. I should have just eaten the Nutella because Nutella itself is horrible for you, or one scoop of ice cream. So have you found, like, when you want a snack, that it's better just to have something small of something real than something that's, you know, kind of like diet food, or not?
I actually don't really eat a lot of diet food. Like
Okay.
snack wise, I've like created different things to do. Like I like peanut butter. So
Yeah.
like peanut butter is actually good for you if you eat it by like a tablespoon because it's protein. So what I do in like ice cream, chocolate rice cake, tablespoon of peanut butter, cut a banana and put it on top. I'll eat 2 of those, and that'll give me like that peanut butter chocolate banana. Like it's almost like a sundae. Like that, it targets that craving. And then I feel satisfied because 1, it's healthy, and 2, it tastes just as good.
I've done that with pineapple as well. I'll cut it into little tiny tidbits and put it in the freezer and then take them out and eat them. They're so refreshing. And it's just like eating sorbet or ice cream or whatever. So, you know, you are eating healthy things, but if you change the consistency of it, it just reminds you of that thing. Because I think with ice cream, sometimes we just want something cold and creamy. So, you know, it's
Yeah.
like doing the great thing with the substitutions.
I still want to see this monthly calendar.
I'll send you it.
I want to see it. I want to see what you're having on like June, whatever. Then your friends will just pop in on that day that it's like being in school when you get the monthly calendar and they show you,
You know,
what you're going to have on certain
dinner.
days.
speaking of friends, what do you do when you go to a party and you're at the mercy of their food? So what do? Bring your own?
I do bring my own sometimes. My friends, though, my best friend Kara, she actually, so she has parties. She will cater food around either me, or she'll have separate food for guests, and then she'll get me certain food, which I think is very supportive and very nice.
She's
You
a
have
doll.
a great bunch of friends.
I do.
And again, if you are looking to make a healthy lifestyle, surround yourself with people who are like-minded, because again, that could be destructive, being in that atmosphere that you're trying to change. So you need to make sure you were fortunate that you have a great group of friends and your parents and, you know, your family. I'm just laughing because you're just hysterical on Facebook.
So hi, Mom and Dad, shout out.
I wanted to have his mama on, but he told me that we would get canceled. The show would get canceled. Saying, so she's just so funny. But I'm sure your parents are very, very, very proud of you.
Yeah, they are. I probably one of the first few times I know they've been proud. I could actually see it when they like look at me and give me hugs and stuff. So I love them for their support. I probably couldn't have done this without them.
Dylan, so in closing, thank you for coming on the show. Is there anything else you wanted to share with our audience? Again, I wanted to show the before and after picture. If you're watching us, this is amazing. I can't believe it. Again, just diet and exercises, no diet pills, no funny gadgets, just pure blood, sweat, and tears. Right, Dylan?
You have to believe in yourself, and you could do it. I did it.
And by the way, your hair and makeup look perfect. Nice outfit. I was telling my friends who you tagged us on the post about getting your hair and makeup, and I said, he spent more time on his hair and makeup than both me and my mom. And I said, if he looks nicer than I do, I'm going to have to just cut him off of the show. So
Both look great.
you look great too. Thank you for watching. And if anyone has any questions, I know they can find you on Facebook.
You can message me anytime. A lot of people do, and I really like answering, and I will answer everybody back.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us here again on The Girls Mom.
I just want to give a big shout out to all the people that are always coming up to us in the grocery stores and everywhere throughout the Hazleton area, and all the great comments online, all of our viewers, our sponsors, and just everybody, and people like Dylan who offer all of their great stories so that we could bring them to you. We've been having a great time with Zoom. Thanks again.
All right. See you next time. Bye.